I'm here today to talk to you about the final submission of your presentation. This is the culmination of everything that we've been working on this month, and you've been building up to this final version. In week one, remember, we analyzed the performance of other speakers. In week two, you actually came up with the plan for this presentation. You decided who your target audience was, you researched, you developed your structure of the presentation, your beginning, your middle, your end. You also devised your call to action for your target audience and identified the type of star moments that you would be trying to include in your presentation. As a reminder, in week three, you created the first draft of this presentation. You should be receiving feedback from your instructor, but while you're waiting for that, I'm here to give you some hints on what you can start doing in relation to the changes that you want to make, both on your own thoughts and maybe feedback from your peers if you posted it on the 3.3 board, or also just watching other student presentations in the 4.3 activity. So I'm here today to talk to you about some of the things that you should be paying attention to in the week 4 final submission. Please note that there must be changes from the first draft, otherwise 0 credit is available. You must have changes. Those changes should be based on not only your own changes, but you also need to take into consideration the feedback that you get from your instructor. So what I'll be doing is going through your first drafts, and while you're waiting for it, these are some of the most common issues that that I notice that I try to get you guys to improve in your presentations. This needs to be about you. You are the star of the show, so there's no need to put an opening slide or title screen that talks about it as the 4.4 brand yourself or have your instructor name on it. This is all about you. Please try to use large resolution images so they're not blurry when they're stretched out. Please avoid having too much text on the screen. The apple rule is where if you show a picture of an apple, then there's really no need to write the word apple next to it because you need to respect the intelligence of your audience that they already know what that apple is. So you don't want to cause any unnecessary distractions from yourself for your audience. You want to also make sure if you're using a music bed, it should not have words or it's not too loud where you are being drowned out by it, because remember, you are the star of the show. It also needs to fall between 3 minutes and 4 minutes. We need to show our audience that we can meet their technical demands, especially in this industry. If it's possible for your assignment to autoplay, if you can just give us a link where we go and we watch it, or if you're going to be uploading a PowerPoint file or a Keynote file, the audience should just be able to hit play and watch the presentation as you intended it. It also needs to make sure that the audience is clear who this is for. Remember, you are talking directly to the audience that you are pitching yourself to. You also want to make sure that you have a call to action. What is it that you want the audience to do immediately after watching this presentation? It's also a great opportunity to say your name again. Leave that impression in their minds. I'd also like to encourage you to have a credit screen. This is to protect yourself, even though you have the ability to use some of these materials because you are in the educational setting. It can be very protective to add for educational purposes only in your credit screen. If you cannot get the credit screen in your presentation and still meet the time requirement, then you are more than welcome to upload a separate document or type it as a feedback comment to me. I just want you to start practicing crediting your work. Now, how are you going to turn this in? We need you to trigger the activity complete on our system. You have to upload a file. However, it's not required that you actually do that, but if you want it to be triggered, you've got to upload something. We highly recommend not uploading your file if you have the option to post it on YouTube or somewhere online that you could just send your link to us, perhaps in a text or Word type document. Upload that instead. It'll be a lot easier on you. If you do have a final version in PowerPoint or Keynote or something that is self-contained, you are welcome to upload that, and that will trigger the activity complete. If you do not have the ability to upload a text or Word type document, you can just post the link to it in your assignment. And if you can upload an image or any other kind of file, it will trigger the activity complete. If you cannot do that, that's okay, as long as your link has been posted so I can access it, okay? So please make sure that you get this turned in, and have a great time, and be very proud of your work. This is something that you are demonstrating every concept that you have accumulated so far in this class, and I can't wait to see how your creativity turned out.